So what I'm going to be going over today is all of the AM Open House app features and what you can do with the newest version of AM Open House. So what I'm going to do here is just hop into the app. And as you can see, we recently implemented the Touch ID. So once you've signed in for the first time, if you have a Touch ID enabled device, whether it's an iPad, or a iPhone. This Touch ID will come up, it will automatically save your information. So all you need to do is use your fingerprint and it will go ahead and log you directly into the app. So from here, as you can see, it logs you directly into your My Properties page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new property. As you can see here, there are multiple property types. We support commercial lease, commercial sale, townhouse, condo co-op, single family, and rental properties. Depending on the property type that you select, when you're adding a new property, we'll ask you for different fields. For instance, in a condo co-op townhouse, it will ask you fields like HOA fees and capital improvement charges. Use a commercial sale or commercial lease, it will ask you more fields that pertain to commercial property. For our purposes today, we're just going to use a single family property. So what I'm going to do is click the new property button at the bottom of the screen here. And what this will do is it will bring up a list of property types that we support. So I'm going to click residential property. And for our purposes, I'm going to use 123 Main Street. And I'm going to do that in Hauppauge, which is where my office address is. Go ahead and select my state. Pop in the zip code and put in a price of $350,000. It's going to be a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. We'll say it's a 10,000 square foot lot. Taxes are going to be $8,500, and the square footage is 5,000 square feet. Okay, now this choose primary picture button is really important. Make sure you upload a picture here. This is not only your primary picture for the app, it's also going to be the primary picture on your single property websites, and it's also going to be the picture that the system uses when you're sharing on social media. So let's go ahead and choose a primary picture here. So I'm just going to go ahead and select this property. I'm going to click the submit button. As soon as I do that, it does load in over here. Don't worry about that square being not available when you go into the property. It will load that picture in for you. So let's go into that property that we just made there. So as you can see, the picture loads right in here. And there's some buttons on here that will allow us to do some further things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some more images. So let's go ahead and click the Add More Images button in the top left-hand corner. And what I'll do is I will go back into my property here. And now what I can do from here is actually select more pictures to add into the system. The system allows you to add up to five property images at a time. You can come back in and upload as many as you want, but you can only do 5 at a time. If you do select more than 5, it will simply tell you that we only allow you to do 5 at a time. We do that to make sure that there's no interruption in the internet, and you don't have to reselect 30 or 40 pictures if you did want to upload that many. So we'll go ahead and just enter these 5 photos, and we'll click the Done button. As soon as we click the Done button, the system starts to upload these pictures, and as you can see from the bottom of the screen, it will start to say image uploaded successfully. Okay, let's say for instance I accidentally uploaded a picture that I didn't want to be on here. As you can see, these are pictures of an abandoned property here. So let's say I didn't want to show some of these pictures. What I can do is click the Manage Image buttons in the top right-hand corner. And what this will do is it will allow me to delete some of those pictures that I didn't like in there. So as you can see, there's a duplicate here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete one of these pictures. All I'm going to do is click the picture. This confirm box will come up, and I will click the OK button. As soon as I click the OK button, that image will go away. Now from here, what I'm going to do is click the Properties button in the bottom left-hand corner again, and you're going to see a few things. On this page, now you can see the primary picture has loaded in, and when I go back into that property, you'll see that that picture has now been deleted. So there's only 4 pictures here now, and it goes back to the first picture. Towards the bottom here, if we have an open house that is upcoming this weekend or in a few weeks, or even if it's today, what we'll go ahead and do is we'll actually add the open house. So at the bottom of the screen here, we're going to click this Add Open House button, and we will title this Sunday Open. I'm going to select the open house date here, which is going to be the 25th. We're going to start this at 2:00 p.m. and we will end this at 3:30 p.m. and we'll do this as a consumer open house. Now you can select broker open house here if you're having a broker open house. I will ask some different questions like the brokerage company, the brokerage address, brokerage phone number. It's good if you're having a broker open house, you'll get some more detailed broker information for you to follow up with those brokers or agents. For our purposes, we're going to do consumer open house, so let's go ahead and click the submit button. Now you'll see this will return you back to your property detail page, and at the bottom here you can see this open house is now available to be used. One more thing I want to go through here is these two buttons in the middle. The 0 have signed in and 0 have left feedback. Let's say you had a few open houses on your property. What these two buttons will do is actually give you a list of every single person who signed into any of the open houses, not the individual open houses. To view the individual open houses and who signed into them, you'll do that in the open house detail page, which we'll do in the next step of this demonstration. The 0 left feedback button is the people who have signed out or have left feedback for the property. And again, on this page, it will give you a list of every single person who has left feedback and what they said about that property. Last thing I want to touch on this page is in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little square with a pencil here. If I went ahead and click this, this is where I can edit my property information. So for instance, if I got a price reduction from $350,000 down to $340,000, I can go ahead and change that in here. And when I scroll to the bottom and click the submit button, what will happen is anybody who's previously signed into that open house, into that property at any of the open houses will get an automated email from the system thanking them for coming to the open house and letting them know that there's been a price adjustment on the property. Really great feature. That way you don't have to keep going back in and sending all these people emails. The system does it all for you. So let's go back into the open house here. And we're actually going to go into the open house we just created. So from this screen, there's a few options that you can do. Similarly to the open house detail page, in the top right-hand corner, there is an edit button. So let's say you originally had the open house scheduled from 2 to 3:30, and you decided that you wanted to make it from 2 to 4 o'clock. You can go ahead and click that button in the upper right-hand corner, click the open house end time, and you can go ahead and change this to whatever time the open house has changed to. Just go ahead and click the submit button. It will return you to the page. And this way you can go ahead and change your open houses on the fly if necessary. The other button I want to touch on here is the share button in the upper left-hand corner. This share button allows you to share on all different types of social media. So we allow you to share on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, through a text message, and through an email. So what we're going to do here is just click the share button in the top left-hand corner. As you can see down here, there are a bunch of different types of social media that we can share this on. Also we can share on Google Plus here. So let's say we wanted to share this on Twitter. All we're going to do is click this Twitter button, and the system will automatically input all the information, not only regarding the property and its address, but also the date and time of the open house. So from this page now, all you would do is click the post button in the top right-hand corner of that screen that popped up, and you will go ahead and post that on Twitter. As soon as you click the post button, you'll hear the tweet sound, and you're good to go. So if you wanted to go ahead and also show us on Facebook, similarly, you click the share button, click the Facebook button, and again, it would pull in all the information you need about the open house. As you can imagine, you can do this with 5 different types of social media. It would take you less than a minute to share this on 5 different platforms. It's really great for you to be able to really get this out to everybody who follows you. So now we're at an open house, and this is the page that everybody's seeing. So as they walk into the open house, you can either hand them the iPad and let them click the sign in button, or you can go ahead and click the sign in button for them. On this page now, it's going to be their sign-in sheet. So it's really simple. It's going to give first name, last name, phone number, email address. How did you find out about this open house? Are you working with an agent? Are you pre-approved for a mortgage? Let's go ahead and do a sign-in here. So we're going to do Anthony, buyer, phone number, and email address. Okay, how did you find out about the open house? We give you a nice drop down that gives you a bunch of ways that someone may have found out about this open house. So they found out about it on the MLS. Next question is, are you working with an agent? So if they click the no button, nothing happens here. However, if they click the yes button, we'll give them a drop down to input their agent information. So let's go ahead and say that I had an agent on this property. And the email address, you're going to put all this information right in here. Now this is really cool. What this will do is this will save the agent's information as a note right on this client for you to easily be able to go back in and to see if they had an agent when they came to the open house and who that agent was. So this last question here is going to ask, are you pre-approved for a mortgage? So go ahead and just select yes or no, and then you click the submit button. So when you click the submit button, what it will do is it will return you back to the open house page for the next person to be able to sign in. As you can see, the one have signed in button is now changed. So as people continue to sign in, this updates in real time. and it will give you a running count of how many people have signed into the property. So if you wanted to see who has signed into the property, simply go ahead and click that one have signed in button, and it will give you a list of everybody here that has signed into the property. Now, right from here, if you want to either add a note to them or see if there's any notes on this client or any of the clients in here, all you're going to do is actually click on that client. And what will happen is it will give you a list of notes on here. So in this case, this person had an agent. It told you when they came to the open house, added on 1/24/2015. And it will also give you the agent's information. Now, if I wanted to add an additional note to this person, I would go ahead and click the plus sign and go in here, and I would type the information about this note and click the submit button. Now what the system will do is it will actually return you back to this page. So it's really nice, really easy. You can add live notes to anybody as the open house is going on or after they leave, whatever it may be. So let's go back to the open house on this page. And there's two more buttons on here that I want to touch on. So the sign out button in the bottom right-hand corner is the instant feedback button. So this instant feedback is great. So, everybody signs into an open house, but very few people ever sign out of the open house. Now this is great for you to know how long somebody was actually inside of the open house, but additionally, it's some feedback for you about the property and what they thought about it. So let's go ahead and click the sign out button. Now what the system does here is it gives you a list of all the clients that have come to the open house. So if I go ahead and click under open house client where it says select, this will give me a running list of everybody who has signed into this open house. So let's go ahead and leave feedback for Anthony Byer here. And how did you rate the condition of the home? We'll say it was an 8. Do you think the home was priced correctly? It was too high. Are you interested in seeing the home again during a private showing? Yes or no? And then you can add any additional information here. And then you go ahead and just click the submit button. And again, it will return you back to the open house page for the next person to either sign out or sign in. You can also see here that the one have left feedback has now changed. And in the same way that you can see all the people who have signed into the property, you can go ahead and click this one have left feedback button, and it will give you a running list of all the feedback that you have received on this open house. Now this is great if you have a seller who's really interested in knowing what people thought about their home after the open house. You can go ahead and actually pull the screen up and hand them your iPad or Android device after an open house, and they'll be able to see exactly what people thought about the open house as they were leaving. Last button on this open house page here is this close button in the top right-hand corner. When you click the close button, this is how you're going to end an open house. Now, we don't end it for you because we know that sometimes people come in the last minute of an open house, and if we ended it for you, you may not be able to have them sign in. So once everybody is done at signing into the open house and signing out, and you're ready to leave the open house, you're going to go ahead and click this close button. This is where we'll send that email that's customized directly from you and your email address that's going to go out customized to the person who has signed into the open house, thanking them for coming, providing your information, a single property website, neighborhood information, school information, and a walk score for every single property. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to let us know. Our email address is info@amopenhouse.com.